Hi, I'm Sharon Spangler. Welcome to this Council Connection. We're here at Reno City Hall, and I've got three great guests to talk about the upcoming Veterans Day Parade. Sharon Zadra, who you all recognize. Next to her is Don Alice, and he is with the VFW 3819. And Christine Fay, who is our Arts and Culture Manager for the City of Reno. And they've all been very involved in the upcoming Veterans Day Parade, which is always on November 11th, starting at 11 a.m. Sharon, first off, the city has been so involved in Veterans Day and the Veterans Day Parade for a multitude of years, and every year you work to make it even better. This year, unanimous decision of the council, we got to really make this a great event.
Absolutely. And it's something that the entire staff, including the council, takes huge pride in, and our community should. And that's really what it's all about. We have the freedoms that we do and the lifestyle that we do because of what the veterans have done throughout our history. And it really is our responsibility to recognize them, and not in a small way. So each year, as you said, we really have tried to advance what we do with the veterans. And this year will be even bigger and better. We've been able to throw a little bit more money toward the parade, which is unusual in the economic times and the severe budget cuts that we've had to make. Millions of dollars, 18-ish this year and 23 or 24 million last year is really significant. But that shouldn't have a hit on the very core values of our city, and respect and appreciation for what the veterans has done is truly it. I happened to be at, of course, one of the first veterans parades I attended. I happened to be standing next to a couple who was visiting from Canada, and one year they happened to be in town when the parade was on. Of course, Canada doesn't know our Veterans Day, but this couple fell in love with our Veterans Day Parade and the message that it was.
Wow.
And so they come every year to be able to see our Veterans Day Parade. I think that really says something. So it isn't just about the locals. It is kind of a nationwide and a continental pride that we have.
And especially during wartime.
Particularly.
So who wants to talk about what this year's parade is all about?
This year, the theme is bring them all back home for all the MIAs and POWs from every war, not just the newest one. It's clear back to basically World War I or II, and we don't want to forget them. And we've got the Woods, who was in charge of the ROTC for the local. And since he passed away, we got his widow to be the Grand Marshal this year.
How wonderful.
So she'll be there,
really
and it's a big honor.
He made it that every high school's JROTC program, every high school in our city has a program, and that doesn't exist elsewhere in the nation.
But we thank him for it, and we're dedicating it to him, besides the theme. And we couldn't think, we all agreed to it. It was the best thing we could come up with. So
the committee works very hard all year long to put on an excellent parade. And when Colonel Woods died, I think that they immediately recognized the opportunity.
Besides being a loss, we figured that's the guy to dedicate it to.
Right.
And we all agreed to it. There was no quabble. It was unanimous. And the thing is that guys that do stuff like that, you got to honor them. So, and this year, they're going to have American flags handed out, I heard, and I heard that if everything works out right, some small POW flags handed out too. And this year, they're going to have in the front of the line a wedge of every unit that's in the parade, all with POW flags, MIA, when they drop the wreath. And they were hoping everything works right, that when the wreath goes down, then those people that are in the wedge could then still go back to their unit for the parade. So we're hoping
so
everything.
that's the way the parade shapes up. Is
Yeah.
It starts off at 11 o'clock with a solemn ceremony of placing a wreath into the Truckee River in honor of the veterans that have gone before. And then, of course, this wedge with the POW-MIA focus, I think, will be very compelling.
Yeah.
And then they all go and rejoin their sections that they're going to be in anyway, and then the parade starts from there. So I think it starts off solemn, and then it becomes a celebration, I think.
So
That
it's
was really something that was important to council, is to improve that wreath ceremony. We've certainly done it for several years, but it didn't have necessarily the impact that we were hoping it would. And we really appreciate the efforts that you, with Christine and staff, have put into making it, you know, the remembrance that it really should be.
Yeah, well, this year it's going to be a little bigger wreath.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be bigger than last year's.
The American Legion is taking care of that. And I'd be very remiss if I didn't mention Peggy Nelson Aguilar, who
Yeah.
couldn't be with us today because she had another commitment. But Peggy is really the point of contact with the group, and she is the ringleader or the ringmaster
Instigator.
that day.
she works very hard to
She
get
works very hard, and
all the
I would be
participants
so
in the
remiss if I
parade.
didn't mention her. Yes.
This would be a good time for you to show that. This is
Yeah.
wonderful.
This is a poster that was designed by our own staff, and it is something that we've been displaying throughout the community to remind people to come out again on November 11th. I think it really says something about our nation. We've changed just about every other holiday to a Monday or Friday holiday, and I hope that we never interfere with the 11th day of the 11th month at the 11th
At the
hour.
11th
I got
hour.
that backwards.
No,
but-
you
No,
got
you're
that
right.
just right.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah, I
That's
hope
why
that
it's
we
always the
never
11th,
interfere with
11th.
that.
But if you change the date to the holiday to like a Monday, it would lose the effect.
Absolutely.
right.
It would
That's
mean the same.
It's too important.
Yeah.
Just a little logistics. Starts at the Truckee River. It goes north to 4th Street.
It goes north to 4th Street, and we still have the ability to take on some more
Good point.
entries.
Yeah.
So people can contact our office. They can contact Reno Direct. They can contact Reno Connect. They can go to our website, and they can also call Parks and Recreation, or if we have the ability to put the number on, Peggy's number is 657-4630, and she takes the entries right up till the last day. The idea is to have as many entries as we can, make it as big as possible. And this year, thanks to council's commitment, we are actually going to have, our expectation is that we will have 10 high school marching bands, which is going to, I think, really be very special, and it's going to make it quite an event. We've got 3 teams of amazing announcers that are going to be announcing the parade as they go. We have Chris and Connie McMullen. We have John Tyson and Bob Carroll, and then we have Brent Boynton and Sarah Johns. So they all add a lot of color and a lot of fun to the parade. And then, of course, Mayor and Council will be there handing out American flags.
And I'll add that the flags will be even improved this year.
The flags are
that's
beautiful. I
great.
saw them. Yeah, they're very
Had
nice.
to, in the past, we resorted to paper flags, American flags, beautiful no matter what the medium, but even better if it's a material, a
These are
fabric
cloth
flag.
flags. That's right. And
Um,
they're on little gold poles. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
they'll be very nice.
But it's good when you get out there and you're in the parade, and all of us in it, or most of us are served, and then you get the kids that'll sit there and salute you, the parents, and it hits you.
Can you share with us? What war were you in?
I was the post commander of our post, 3819, and we had kids who were running out. One kid came up, and I was sitting in the back of one of our members' trucks, and he ran up and shook my hand and goes, "Thank you." And I'll tell you, I got a lump that sat like this, and it was hard to swallow.
Yeah.
And I had a guy the other day when Street Vibrations was in town. I had my baseball hat on that says Vietnam Vet. And he goes, "Thank you for serving." And then he goes, "It's been a long time coming. You didn't get your parade." And that, I almost lost it. So I turned
about
around.
to lose it now.
I turned around and walked away, and the wife goes, "What are you doing?" I says, "Just give me a couple minutes to regroup." I says, "We got home. We were throwaways." I don't want to go into detail if everything was done, but it wasn't nice. So when you get that, it makes you feel a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not, the veterans nowadays don't get half the stuff thrown at them that we did, and which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
They're serving your country. You're doing a job. Don't degrade them. They earned it.
Well, we appreciate what you're doing to remember veterans and your involvement in this
And
this
so we're
parade.
able to do this now. I also would be remiss if I didn't mention that one of the reasons we get to have more flags is not only the generosity of the city council, but also the senior advisory committee gave us money to purchase
Yeah.
more flags as well. They gave us a grant. And so everyone's coming together. This is a real community effort.
Sharon, is there anything else you want to add?
Oh, I just really encourage people to come out. It is a fun parade. Council is running up and down the sidewalks, visiting with people, hopefully not getting in the way of the folks who are trying to come up and
Yeah.
share their true appreciation with the veterans. It just is a feel-good day. If you have children, if they are grandchildren or great-grandchildren, bring them along as well. It really talks about the pride that we have as a nation, and in particular our community for what they've done for us.
Great. Again, we've been talking about the upcoming Veterans Day Parade in downtown Reno, November 11th, starting at 11 a.m. And the parade starts downtown at the river and goes to 4th Street. So you can line the streets and get excited that it's going to be an amazing event. And I want to thank Sharon and Don and Christine for joining us on this Council Connection. And thank you all for joining us.